Hey, I'm Billy Harris. You're hanging with Harris. We're in Seattle at the legendary Pike Place Market. See, I'm not an out-of-towner. I said it right. My very good friend, Kurt Beecher Dammeier. Dammeier. It's not Dahmer. He's in the freezer. Kurt, how are you?
I'm great. How are you
Are you
doing?
as excited as I am?
Maybe more.
How long have you been here? You're from Seattle?
I am from Seattle. I'm fourth generation Seattleite.
Are you the first generation cheesemaker, though? How
I
does that
am the
all
first
happen?
generation cheesemaker.
And how do you become a cheesemaker and cheese business partner? And
I just decided to do it.
But you have a passion for cheese. You have a lot of cooks in the family. Do people make cheese? I mean,
No one made cheese, but we ate a lot of cheese when I was growing up.
Is anyone
And we ate
lactose
good cheese.
intolerant in the family, or not really?
Not to my knowledge.
Not when
No
you grow up
lactose
eating a lot of
intolerant.
cheese,
Yeah.
right? How does it all start, though? When you open your cheese shop, you say, "Let's make a great cheddar." Let's make. Where do you go?
I started backwards from most cheesemakers
Yeah.
in that I found this spot first. Pike Place Market is the crown jewel of Seattle.
Sure.
And I'm a huge fan of Pike Place Market, even before Beecher's. And so one day I was down here shopping in the market, and I'd already been thinking about doing a cheesemaking company, and I walked by and I saw this space that was open. Oh my gosh, I'm going
That's
to
the
make
place,
cheese in that
right
place,
there.
in front of the people. And so the very first thing I did was sign a lease for the space.
Did you make cheese at all, though, before, or
No.
zero? Zero.
No, I went
Okay.
to this class to
All
learn
right.
how to make cheese, and in the first 3 hours, I learned pretty much all I was going to learn, which was that I wasn't going to be able to make the cheese. I found a fabulous guy by the name of Brad Cinco,
Okay.
who's been our cheesemaker ever since the start.
So once you had the store up and running, and you're like, "What's going to be the first cheese?" do you
Well,
kind
it
of
really wasn't up and running. We started making our #1 cheese, Flagship, on day one. And I spent a great deal of time with our cheesemaker, Brad Cinco,
Sure.
tasting the world of cheese to decide what it is we wanted to make. And what we wanted was something that was ubiquitously likable, that everyone would like when they first tried it.
Right.
Because we wanted to bring people into the category.
Sure.
We wanted them to like artisan cheese.
Artisan cheese.
And then it had to be really amazingly good.
Sure.
And it also had to be good for cooking.
Speaking of cheese, I want
Well,
to
let's
get to
try
the
it.
real.
Let's start right with
we
the
need-
beginning.
We have two.
Start
steps.
with
right.
Flagship. We make it like a cheddar, but it has also some of the same cultures that you're using Swiss cheese. So it has the richness of a cheddar, but it has a creamy finish and kind of a nutty character, and a little different texture than a cheddar.
I'm getting the rich and creamy all at the same time, but I'm getting a big taste of wow cheddar, and I pick up a little hint of the nut on the way
The
down.
nut and the
yeah, you do.
and the creaminess. And where most
But it-
cheddars finish kind of sour milk,
Yeah, this doesn't.
as cheese ages, it gets more and more flavorful.
Sure.
This is a
Look at that.
4-year-old version
Should I
of
just
the
pick it
same
up?
thing.
All
Yeah,
right.
go ahead and just pick that up.
I'm
It's a
gonna
little
pick
bit more
up that piece.
crumbly.
All right.
And you'll taste quite a bit of difference.
It's a lot sweeter. It's not obviously as cheddary as at all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a complete difference in taste. But the crystal part, the only thing I would know to compare it to, you get that in a really good Parmesan Reggiano. Where
Exactly. Terracine crystals.
Terracine crystals. But you really get that in your mouth. It just breaks apart.
Right.
It's a little crunchy. It's delicious.
It's a great texture.
Two completely different, both
but they're
flagships.
the exact same.
That's amazing.
This is just age.
Ah,
Now we're
just
taking it
a-
up a notch. Now we're going to go to what's called Flagship Reserve. Because it's aged in cheesecloth, it allows moisture to come out of it.
Okay.
So this cheese starts as an 18-pound wheel,
Okay.
and over the 13 months we age it, it loses 2 pounds of moisture. In doing so, it really changes and concentrates the
All right, here we
flavor.
go.
It's a little higher in acid, a little higher in salt, because you have less moisture, which raises the percentage of all the other
Sure.
things.
It's really, they're all,
Isn't that fabulous?
yeah, it's fabulous.
So then the next cheese is what we call Flagship.
Okay.
And it is
Hence the word
made,
sheep.
yes, it's made just like the Flagship Reserve
Okay.
in the cheesecloth,
Okay.
but we use half sheep's milk and half cow's milk. And
Give
so
it a
we
go.
age it longer because the higher fat holds the moisture in,
All right, here we go.
and so it doesn't dry out as fast. So this is actually 18 months old.
Completely different. Completely different. And it's really changing in taste and texture from the aging process.
Now you can taste the higher fat.
Oh my God.
But so these are our top 4 cheeses. We have about 15. These are my favorites.
speaking of the world's best mac and cheese, you're sitting in your office overlooking your cheese empire. The phone rings, it's Oprah's people, and they say, hey, it's Oprah's favorite mac and cheese. We want to put it on our very best thing show, right? Is that what happened? What do you say to them on the phone?
Yes, yes, yes,
Yes. You all should say yes. All right, world's best mac and cheese.
Would you like to try some?
I would really like to try some.
Well, I guess I have this bowl right here.
Oh, you do? Look, it's a hot, steamy bowl of the world's best mac and cheese.
And there's a fork.
And there's a fork at the same time. What kind of cheeses are in here?
Flagship and a little bit of our Just Jack cheese.
One bite doesn't do it justice. Flagship and Just Jack. It's so awesome. It's so creamy. It's so yummy. It's full of yummies. Is that a technical word? I think it is the world's best mac and cheese. So, Kurt Beecher Dammeier, Beecher's Handmade Cheese, Pike Place Market. I got to remember so much in Seattle. Thanks for hanging with Harris. The cheese is amazing. Come to Seattle. Come to the store. Thanks for your time. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Harris.
You got it. Cheers. This is so good. And where else could you eat with a cow bowl with the teat?